Good morning. We are the Group 5 from BSMT 1B. And so today we will talk about the risk assessment and we will know more about it and we will answer some questions about the risk assessment and the mitigation. So I hope you can learn something from us and just enjoy our little AVP presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We are group number 5, and before we answer the given questions, I would like to reiterate the definition of risk assessment. Risk assessment is the identification of hazards and characterization of risk. It is considered as the initial or the first step in the biorisk management process. And as we answer or as we dive into the questions, we will be able to understand its importance and its essence in the biorisk management.
So the first question is, why is it important to conduct a risk assessment prior to implementing mitigation controls? So it is important as they form an integral part of an occupational health and safety, not just for the authorized people in the medical laboratory, but also for the general public surrounding the medical laboratory. So they help to create awareness of hazards and risks. They identify who may be at risk, whether be employees, cleaners, visitors, contractors, or the public. They also determine whether a control program is required for a particular hazard. They determine if existing control measures are adequate or if more should be done. They also prevent injuries or illnesses, especially when done at the design or the planning stage. They also prioritize hazards and control measures. And they meet legal requirements where applicable so that everyone will be safe and will not be harmed if there will be any problems in the medical laboratory.
So the second question is, what outcomes would you expect when mitigation is based on a thorough risk assessment? So for me, the outcome that I would expect when mitigation is based on a thorough risk assessment is there won't be any possible problems na because it tests the actions and control to put place to generate a risk. So overall, you already know the on how to solve the problem, so it will be easier for you. And since the mitigation refers, risk assessment will provide a support because it determines which hazard or risk that can cause a negatively impact to the laboratory or to the people around us. And also, it can also decide the actions and can show those that can eliminate the risk. So, and it can also effectively remove the things that can cause harm to us. So that's it. Thank you.
What would you expect if the mitigation is implemented without conducting a risk assessment? So, if the mitigation is implemented without conducting a risk assessment, we would expect that it's not perfect and it's not totally a safe place because there are possibilities that there are hazardous things that might harm us, and because without this evaluation or the risk assessment, we don't have any idea of what kind of hazards are present on that specific place and how or who might be harmed of this kind of hazards.
Question number 4. Give 2 examples of tools that are used in risk assessment. The 2 tools which we can use to conduct risk assessment are interviewing and SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Interviewing is a tool which we conduct with participants or experts that could help us answer our questions, while SWOT analysis identifies the strengths and weaknesses of a project. You can use SWOT analysis to make the most of what you've got to your organization's best advantage. And you can reduce the chances of failure by understanding what you're lacking and eliminating hazards that would otherwise catch you unaware.